has the ability to tell President Bush, you got $97 billion 6 weeks ago. Use that money to go in there, and I'm going to get those troops home, and I'll keep the pressure up on the Democratic Congress, and I ask for your help.
Congressman Kucinich, thank you. Pertaining to the subject of the votes and the authorization, Senator Obama, this is a question I've been meaning to ask you since, I guess, the night this occurred. Why did it take so long to hear how you were going to vote on the subject of that war supplemental on May 24th? We didn't learn until that evening when you actually cast your vote. Why is that the case?
Well, because the fact is that it is difficult to send a message to the president who has been so obstinate for so long. All of us on this stage want to make sure that our troops are funded. And all of us believe that we need to be orderly and careful in bringing them out. My hope was that we would start seeing some progress among the Republicans where they would begin to agree with us on a timetable to withdraw.
Yes, sir. I have a follow-up for Senator Clinton. It is essentially the same question about the vote on May 24th with the note that you voted after Senator Obama had voted.
Well, you know, Keith, this is George Bush's war. He rushed us to war. He has mismanaged the war. But these are our sons and daughters who are serving in this war. And I had to think very long and hard because clearly I do not want to do anything that undercuts our support for them. But finally, I just concluded that the only way to get a message to the Republicans and to George Bush was to vote against the supplemental funding.
I think, frankly, we need a different set of priorities. We ought to be investing in the bridges and the highways and the water systems, the safe drinking systems in our country here. In fact, just 5 or 6 days ago, after working a year and a half on this issue, Keith, I introduced legislation to do exactly that. For every $1 billion we spend in that area, 40,000 jobs can be created in the United States of America. Those are the things I'll do as President of the United States if elected by my party.
On the subject of infrastructure, Senator Biden, this is not to direct this personally to you, but the case could be made that the nation's bridges, perhaps particularly that one in Minnesota, have been deteriorating for more or less the period of time you spent in the Senate and all of your colleagues have spent with you there. Every member of this panel is either a current or former member of our legislative branch. You have personally voted on hundreds of funding bills. Did you guys drop the ball on infrastructure?
I didn't drop the ball. Let me tell you, in 1992, I proposed, as labor knows, a $20 billion infrastructure bill proposed by the mayors. We don't need any more studies. 560,000 bridges, 27% of them are in bad shape. I've been proposing since the day after 9/11 that we spend $980 million to refurbish the tunnels on the East Coast. More people.
Thank you, Senator. Governor Richardson, there is a push in some parts of this country to take the next step that we've seen in so many other parts of government business, sell the toll roads to private companies. Would that be a better way to fix this problem? Can we really outsource it, farm it out?
No, privatization is not the answer. But let me just say to all the union members here, I am proud to have gotten your support, financial and workers, in my campaigns. I am here as a congressman, as a governor, as an elected official because of you. And I thank you, and I will continue taking your financial support. Here's one clarity exists. Something else that I will also do. My first day as president, I will get rid of all the union-busting attorneys at the Department of Labor and OSHA.
Scrap that bill to fix it.
I hope that red light's going to malfunction for me, too. Hey, look, the president's job is to create jobs, not to export jobs. And the idea that we are not willing to take the Prime Minister of Canada and the President of Mexico to the mat to make this agreement work is just a lack of presidential leadership. I would lead, I would do that, I would change it.
Thank you, Senator Clyde. Senator Dodge, scrap it or fix it. Scrap it or fix it.
No, I agree. I think this requires modification, but we also need to do something else here. In addition to having trading agreements that include labor, environmental, health, provisions in them, insisting upon those provisions in any trading agreement here, we need to stop exporting the jobs in the country that already are here. I offered legislation by banning the outsourcing of jobs in the Senate. You know, one of the things that labor does that I've always admired is you listen to the speeches that are given stage.
Senator Dodd, thank you, sir. I know you touched on this before, but please take 30 seconds, scrap it or fix it.
it needs to be fixed, but the first thing I want to say is NAFTA is a perfect example of the bigger problem. This deal was negotiated by Washington insiders, not by anybody in this stadium tonight. And the question is, when are we going to change it? It's cost us 1 million jobs. We need environmental and labor standards. We need, actually, the Justice Department prosecuting this device.
Senator Edwards, thank you. Congressman Kucinich, Stratton Acton with Goodson.
You asked a direct question. I think it deserves a direct answer. In my first week in office, I will notify Mexico and Canada that the United States is withdrawing from NAFTA. I will notify the WTO we're withdrawing from the WTO. We need a president who knows what the right thing is to do the first time, not in retrospect.